we go. We are live.
I hope.
Marco has me muted again. I'm going to be so pissed. But welcome, everybody. This is your 2022 Season 1 PRL prize drawing night. So with that, it's a couple times we've done this, guys. We're still going to have our hiccups. It's going to be a lot of fun, though. Make some guys really happy with surprises, bust little balls. It's going to be a great deal tonight. So real quick, as we get started with this, as always, I'm your host for this evening, Charles Sumner. On the website, you know me as Hoodius, the Oval Director. And we'll just go a quick roundtable, have everybody introduce themselves. Next, we'll go with Jerome.
Hello, Jérôme Bertillon. I'm the co-owner of PRL with Marco. So I guess most of you see my posts on the forum. I'm pretty active there. So as Jerome F1. And Marco, up to you.
Well, you introduced myself. You did the job for me. But
exactly.
Yeah, so basically, the guys who don't know me yet, if there's anything that's been running with the website, the forum, the flyers and everything, it's been so everything that is more technical, the guys leave it to me. So if you need any help, don't hesitate. And let's bring it up to our good friend Arnaud.
Hey guys, welcome everyone. So my name is Arnaud Genet. I'm the PRL Chief Road Steward. So I guess that if we met in the past, that's probably not a good sign. But yeah, so happy to be here, and let's have some fun tonight.
Absolutely. Now, one thing with Arnaud being here tonight, as you've seen with our pad broadcast, we've had Joe Peak with us. So shout out to Joe and the entire GSRC crew for the amazing work they do with us week in and week out. But there is a special reason we have Arnaud here, and we'll talk about that from a stewarding perspective, him on the road, me on the oval. And so we'll have a little chat about 2022 Season 2 here after a few things. But first, we need to kick this off. None of this would be possible tonight without our sponsors. So without further ado, Jerome, if you'll take it away.
Yeah, sure. First, big thanks to Advanced Sim Racing, to Nick, Marc-André, and Frank for being our sponsors since I think a year now. So very big thanks to them. They are providing us very good support, and this is a one-stop shop, guys. So just hit up advancedsimracing.com, and they are even in Europe now. So that's a very good company. They're providing the best cockpit on the market, and all PRL members have a 5% discount. So you can see what's the discount promo code on our forum. So big thanks to Advanced Sim Racing.
Yeah, I want to also thank Buttkicker, who's been with us for many seasons already. Andrew Luden works with us, providing those Gamer 2 kits for you guys. So thanks again, Andrew, for being part of the league.
And also big thanks to Racelab. So Racelab are with us since a few seasons now, and they just provide the best iRacing overlay that you can have. And not only about overlay, they are providing also very good tools with the fuel calculator and all that stuff. And the overlay is pretty good looking. So they just provide the best overlay. So just go under Discord, download Racelab, use it now. This is free to use. And you can also pay for a premium subscription to have a more cool feature.
I'll let you introduce, go ahead with Raymond Day. Jerome, since I'm handling some stuff on
the fine. So a big thanks to Raymond Day from NinjaTrader, who is sponsoring us since a few years. His support is very appreciated. So if you're ready to compete against the financial market, just go on NinjaTrader.com. This is a very good platform for any of your exchanges. So go ahead there, and big thanks to Raymond and NinjaTrader.
And again, I want to also add thank you to the GSRC guys, Joe, DJ, and everyone who's been part of the broadcast. You guys do an amazing job, so thank you for that.
Yep. Big shout out to GSRC.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's move on to last season, right?
Yep. Before we move forward, we're going to take a step back. We're going to go back to 2022 Season 1 and do a quick recap and give some love to our deserving champions for each evening.
So here we go. Charles, we got our NASCAR Cup Series champion, James or Brian. But before you talk about James, I just want to say what happened in the season finale.
Nice, first time Sunday broadcast winner.
I know there's a lot of fans here watching and cheering for you. So if you want to say quick words to those who supported you, it's your time, Charles.
Yeah, no, much love to everybody, especially after I got the victory, did my burnouts. There was a mosh pit on me. Guys were just really happy. I mean, that meant the world to me. It was awesome. Yeah, I mean, I've always loved Auto Club, and I'm so happy that I snuck my way into a win there, and it wasn't Talladega or Daytona. So, but no, it was an extremely emotional night. Like, all the blood, sweat, and tears that I put into this, especially over the last 2.5 years since we've gone broadcasting. I believe I've had 6 runner-ups and a last lap wreck going for the lead. So to finally be able to pull one out in a stacked league like Sunday, I mean, that was everything to me. That was by far like the best.
And it was a really fantastic race. And
it was.
Auto Club is really a nice track because you can have different line, and the show at Auto Club is just outstanding.
And what I'm hoping too is there was rumors of Auto Club going to a high banked half mile. And iRacing even did a little demo of the track to see how it would work. But the real life guys too put on a hell of a race. So I just really hope everybody loves it, goes in that momentum. They don't touch that beauty of a track, and we keep having great races there for years to come.
So let's congrats James here.
Yes.
He had an amazing season, right?
Honestly, probably for James's standards, it was maybe a kind of just a standard season for him. And he's a multi-time champion. He always has been Mr. Consistency. So he only had 1 win. That wasn't the shocker. The shocker was only 6 top 5s won him the championship. It was no hidden secret that we were plagued with cautions to begin. This was our first time with the next gen car. A lot of guys were making mistakes. Really caution-filled first half. Second half of the season cleaned up, though, and we had a really good end to the season. But what this did with those wrecks, I mean, we had 33 guys with top 10s, 22 guys with top 5s, 7 different winners. So there was no domination just by one guy like we've seen in the past, whether it be oval or road. Like, this was a matter of survival, and James pulled it off.
Yeah, so congrats, James.
It's not the first time. It's
let's move on to another guy that you know a lot, Charles, Mr. Holly.
So moving on to Monday nights, our opening series, the MX-5s, runner-up last season, season 4, Bradley Holly takes the season 1 championship behind 4 wins, 9 top 5s. So he had 1 DNF that ended up being his drop week. So he had 9 top 5s count towards his championship, won it pretty comfortably. There was a little bit of parity in the league, though. They had 5 different winners in the 10 races. So hats off to those guys. And there were some very memorable battles, too. Especially there was that crazy call. GSRC has gotten into kind of doing a recap of the prior week on some of their videos. So when I was watching back Auto Club, I saw the 3 wide at Monza. I saw the couple NASCAR guys in the MX-5s bump drafting down the first straight of Monza. So it was really awesome to see. And just hoping this league keeps it up. There's been some amazing battles over the last couple seasons since this became a thing, and looking forward to many more.
And 4 wins for him, 9 top 5s. That's very good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the next series.
Yes. So
Gt3 Pro and Ham.
Yep, the final half of Monday nights. This is the Pro-Am series for the GT Pro. So for the Pro series, got to give love to Daniel Krasowski.
Total domination from him. It was so fast the entire season.
Yeah, just domination here. Won by 65 points, I believe. What's the max you can get? 38. So damn near won it by 2 races, 6 wins, 7 top 5s. So amazing job by Daniel.
Yeah.
On the flip side, the amateurs. Kwok Nin won 1 race.
Yep.
The finale, won the championship by 1 point.
But he had a lot of top 5s though.
He did. He was very consistent. 8 top 5s. But to come in clutch when he needed it most. Congrats to Kwok.
Yeah, congrats. Yeah.
And you don't speak about my win, Marco.
What win?
I did win in the AM.
I don't know, Charles. You're Mr. Statistics. So,
I mean,
do you see any wins beside Jerome, or do we need to fix that? Maybe it's an error.
let's see here. Hold on. I need to look at something real quick as we
Pro-Am.
do this.
Let me just ask.
So, that was the second to last
Arno,
race, right?
Did you win? Did you win, Arno?
No, I never won in GT3s. Never won in the GT3s, but yeah.
In GT4 you won though.
Yeah, once
you won a
won
race.
in GT4s a couple of seasons ago in Spain, but yeah, those kind of win seems to leave a bitter taste since I can remember that James David and Diego Morales and Julio Palacio, I think at the time, were fighting for pole and they crashed altogether. So that gave me that win at the time. But yeah, this season was, in the Pro-Ams, Daniel, just as you mentioned, Charles, it was so fast, so consistent. At some point, there was only like Takashi Kita that was, bringing the heat up for a little bit to him. But yeah, there was nothing really we could do. In the end, I kind of finished in second position in the global, in the pro category, but never even a win. So,
but
just hoping that Daniel was starting from the back, he was still a threat for the win. So yeah, congrats to him.
By the way, Marco, I will say this: some of us win by crossing the finish line first, and some win by coming in fourth. So take that for what you will.
So Jerome, congrats on your win. Let's see it. I asked on the chat. Nobody's commented on that. I don't know. I guess nobody knows about your win. So sorry, Jerome. Yeah. And I see Charles is having some maybe weird connection issues, but we can hear you. So
okay.
All right. So let's move on to the next, the Ferrari Challenge champion, Tommy Brisson.
Yes. So Fix Ferrari, the kickoff to Tuesday nights. It was really it was a two-man race for most of the season up until round 9. Tommy and Eric Luke were having a brilliant battle for the top 2 spots. It was them and everybody else. But in the final 2 races, Eric unfortunately had to miss a race and then had a wreck, and then Tommy just kind of ran away with it. He had 7 wins, 9 top 5s. So well deserved.
Yeah.
Those final 2 races kind of made it look more of a blowout than what it really was, because Eric pushed Tommy to the limit many times. So it was a great battle between those two. So hats off. But yeah, it was, like I said, a well-earned championship by Tommy there. Yeah, and as a matter of fact, those were the only 2 guys to win races this season.
And 6
it was
poles.
Very Tommy.
6 poles for Tommy.
Yep. Oh, same thing. All the wins were Tommy and Eric, and all the poles were Tommy and Eric. No, I'm sorry. We did have Rafael Bofil sneak in 1 pole. All the fast laps went to Tommy and Eric.
So let's move
on.
But
we see the really good progress on Tommy Brisson. It's crazy where it's going. So this guy is going to be to watch for the next months.
Yeah, looking forward to battle him in the pro IMSA next season for sure.
So we're moving up to Gt3 Amateur. So it's Jonathan Wager that won.
So after winning last season Ferrari Fix Challenge, Jonathan Wager did it in the Gt3 Amateur. So this guy is so fast.
And I'm not excited to race against him in the GT4s in season 2. So yeah, super fast again. 6 wins, 8 top 5s. It seems like every series that Jonathan's in, he just dominates. This was no different. So hats off to him. Hell of a driver. Definitely everybody's got to push themselves to the limit to keep up with him. So see what we can do.
Yeah, the only misstep he made was in Spa, I think, where most of the top 10 were.
I'm looking at it right now, and it's just a wall of DNFs for Spa.
Yeah.
So NASCAR Trucks, we have Bradley Ollie, his 2nd championship for this season. So 22 S1 has been good for him, MX5 and the trucks.
Yep. And again, not as diverse as Sunday, but it was a really hard-fought truck field on Wednesday nights. Brad, it was all about consistency. 2 wins, 8 top 5s, 10 top 10s. So even his drop week was a lot of points. Mathematically, it was still on in the final race where he came through clutch and put the stamp on it, finishing second. So hats off to Bradley, and we ended up with 6 different winners on Wednesday night. At which I will say, too, when it comes to first-time winners, Danny Cervantes, Jeff Evans, Austin Hunter. Congratulations to those guys for their first broadcasted wins for the Ovals.
Congrats, guys.
Yeah, and I'd like to hear what you think on that, Charles. We have a couple of guys that just trying to get to the road series, but coming from the oval side of things. But we don't have a lot of the opposite switch from the road to the oval. So what?
Well, I think Abner kind of opened up a can of worms with his success, because especially on Sunday night, we have a handful of road guys coming in. They've kind of trickled in here and there, but we're going to definitely see a lot more road presence on the oval side, which for those road guys, there may have already been 1 p.m. back and forth. Be prepared, especially when we're starting the season off at Circuit of the Americas. These monsters do not drive like anything you've ever driven before. Yeah. There is no traction control. There's no brake assist. Like, it is a handful. Yeah, we're driving around dump trucks, so good luck.
Yeah, it's a big surprise. I remember, I think 2 years ago, I participated in the Cup Series, and I'm a road guy. We were racing in the middle of the season at Road America, and I told myself, that's my chance. That's where I'm going to be really competitive, and nope. I finished 5 or 6, which was quite good, but no, I was not as competitive as I would have thought. So,
and on the flip side of that too, like we've seen this over the last couple of seasons, it's going that way as well, with oval guys reaching out to the road as well. So the fact that we're getting this mix of guys in both techniques merging, and we're seeing a lot of interaction in multiple leagues, is very awesome to see. It really is.
Yeah. So let's move up to Formula 3. We have Andrew Hartman, who won.
Yep. And actually, I'm going to step out real quick to try to fix my camera. You guys have fun with Thursdays.
I'll go ahead. And so Andrew had a great season again. He had 6 wins, 10 top 5. That's crazy. So every race of the season, he made the top 5. That's amazing. And he had 6 poles, too, in the F3. So congrats, Andrew.
Total domination.
Yep. So let's move up
and that's going to be pretty exciting for next season. Now we're going to have Pro-Am next season. Oh, that's going to be a show to watch.
Yeah. So next up is the Porsche Cup. So Diego Morales won with 2 wins and 6 top 5s and 1 pole. And Jerome, if you have anything, I know we have a tough.
Even though it was
tough season.
Was not a lot of car. It was a tough season, not a lot of car on track, but the competition and the battle on track.
The level was high.
The level was high. So there was always something on track. So that was very, very nice to watch. And big thanks to Diego and on everyone who did race in that series. And I never tried this car, and I think, Arnaud, you did. I've heard that it's a very challenging car to drive. So big shout out for this driver for racing that car.
Yeah, those cars are crazy. Like there's no, you feel, even though they have like the GT3 in their names, they're nothing like GT3s.
No.
Like there's no assist. Just like Charles was mentioning about the Cup cars. So no assist. It kind of slides around a little bit. And so very tough car. And I remember, like, I was just doing practice runs to check the preseason how many laps we were gonna do, and I can remember that I was like about 2 or 3 seconds off the pace without any practice. So I guess that those cars are pretty hard. And a good congrats to Diego, who was who's a long runner with us with PRL for the past few seasons. So congrats to him.
Yep. So Charles, glad to see you back.
Yeah, we can all blame XSplit for that. I think it's looking much cleaner.
Yeah. All right. So that was it for our champions from this season.
Congrats to everyone, and thanks to all driver who raced in this past season. It's really because of us that we are here tonight and that we are doing what we're doing. So big thanks to all the driver who raced in the last season.
Absolutely. So now we just recapped season 1. Before we get to the prizes of season 1, want to have a conversation real quick about season 2 and some pretty decent changes coming forward with our stewarding process on both road and oval side. So with that, let me go ahead and kick it over to Arnaud, and let's get the conversation rolling.
Sure. So we had a couple of thoughts. We're trying to improve every season our stewarding system. We want to keep our races clean. This is, one of the main value of the PRL that brings to you guys, I think, is that we want to have clean races. We don't want those big pileups in turn 1, lap 1, or stuff like that, right? So we thought that a couple of things needed to be changed for next season. So we're gonna take a look at that. And so feel free to comment at any point, guys, or in the chat if you have any questions. So of course this is a team sport, right? So stewarding is not about just me or Charles on the oval side. It's a team, right? So every PRL director and organizers are a part of the team, the stewarding team. And roughly, we'll go over the process real quick, but in the end, it's more of a vote that comes in to the play when it comes to evaluating those protests and those incidents. So here you can see all the faces and those names that you guys are racing every season. So a couple of information about this season. I'm kind of proud of the league and what was done in the past and where we are at right now. And this season we've seen a lot of improvement in regards of the protests submitted. So again, the idea is not that we want people not to submit protests. That's in case the opposite. But all the protests were pretty clean. We're down about 15 protests this season compared to last one, so 16. A lot of a lot less major penalties were given and roughly the same minors. So a couple of stats there. Again, the protests are there to ensure that the behavior on track is respectful, that and we have clean races throughout the season. So Marco, can you switch 2 slides up? I want to go over down. Sorry.
Okay, sorry.
All right. So a quick overview of our mission at PRL. That's something we see on our website, but that's when it comes to stewarding. It's quite. I think it's quite important. So of course we want a fun, fair, and competitive racing for everyone. And for the stewarding team, it means that we want to be transparent with you guys. So it's not and of course this year, and I don't want to go there too much to talk about F1 since Drive to Survive has just been been out, and that I don't want to talk about too much about the drama, but having a transparent process where everyone kind of see what's going on and can evaluate what were the incidents were. I thought that today, sharing with you guys the process with the stewarding process and the new thing that we will implement next year. So you can expect from the stewarding team more to be transparent in the future. I think we were, but we'll kick it up a notch a little bit. So as for every driver in the PRL, everyone has the right to submit a protest. The change here, it's regarding the delay. So after the race, you have 48 hours to submit a protest, and of course you need that RPY file to be submitted. Of course, we will, the stewarding team requires that to, of course, to review the incidents. The second change we will implement here is that every incident replay will be made available on the forum. right? So on a viewable format. So we will use, of course, YouTube. It's not, and of course those review is not only to it's not only to be transparent, but it's not there to put blame on anyone, right? So most of the time, what happens when there's a protest is that one driver made a mistake, right? Or was maybe too aggressive or something, but it was rarely intent to crash. So it's more for transparency purposes, but also for on educational purposes as well. So the incident replay will be made available. The process is quite easy. The stewards are reviewing the incident and voting, and as soon as the vote has been completed, the outcome will be posted on the forum. And if there's a major incident, the review will be made by me again on YouTube and available on the forum. And as every season, every incident can be protest can be appealed, or decision can be appealed afterwards. So those are the two changes that we will make this season for the stewarding process. And the last but not the least changes is regarding the penalty matrix. So, for the past seasons, we had mainly two categories of incidents, so major and minor. So those will stay. The difference here is that we are adding the warning penalty, which is not really a penalty, but when something happens, we want to keep track on who did what, and sometimes we give a warning, but we don't really keep track on it. So again, there's no like points penalty for those warnings, but still we want some corrections of the driver behavior on those situations. The other change that we made were regarding the points deduction, so the championship points deduction for minors and major penalties. So instead of having only like 10 points for every penalties, let's say minor penalties, here we will use a range of points, so 1 to 15 for minors. So, and we will use increments of 5, so 5, 10, 15 points deduction. And of course, when it comes to evaluating a situation, driver's history, aggression, severity, how many cars were involved, and
position
the
loss
series,
also, or if the driver relinquish a position.
Yeah, of course. So all those things that comes into play when it comes to evaluating an incident will have an effect on how many points or which kind of penalty we will give, right? So for a minor, even though you had no intentions, you kind of bumped the car, but you relinquished the position, and then and whatnot, you might end up with a warning or just a very low minor penalty instead of the 10 or 15 points that you might have in the last or past season. So of course, here we want to encourage any friendship and good behavior on track, so that everyone has fun.
I want to add something. I don't know, because just made it clear to the guys here. The warnings, when you're saying that we're going to track those, they may serve later on if somebody does the same thing over again and again. It might turn up to a minor or a major or something like that.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. So for a good example for a warning would be, voice chat abuse. So that's something we've seen in the past. Those those harsh comments that we see during a race after an incident, or during a race, that kind of bothers everyone. It doesn't really,
a one-time
first
deal.
Offense, a one-time deal, just a warning suffice. But in the end, if it's repeated over and over, we can bump up the penalties and end up with minor or major penalties, of course. So the idea is just to keep track on what was said by who, by which organizer, and in the end, to give a fair platform to race for everyone. So that's pretty much it. The major penalty matrix is pretty much the same. Again, a couple of the points is more of a range right now, but the rest is quite the same. So we will have explanation videos and all the stuff that were done for the majors. Of course, we don't want to have them as much as possible, but when it comes to large crashes or bad behavior on track, that's one of the tools we have in the toolbox. So that's so that's pretty much it for the new for the news for the new stewarding system. So of course, as it comes to support submitting a protest, so you've seen the numbers. So per season we kind of receive about 50 to 60 protests per season throughout all the series. So that's not so much, as you can see. So about 6 to 8 per week. But in the end, we want to reduce that quantity to the maximum, so we have a good place to race. So before submitting a protest, just like iRacing in the officials series does, it kind of blocks you to submit something while being in the moment or heated by the event, right? So it happened.
Take a deep breath. Look at the replay. Take the time to speak with the other driver. Sometimes you just speak with the other driver and you have some I understand, and you can move on.
And that's what we want. And of course, running in the forum, well, not a forum, but a different league or a private league, assume the best from drivers, right? So and not the worst. We're not in an official series in a lobby or a public lobby. So talk to the guys, watch the replay, walk it off, take your time, and in the end, if you feel like it needs to be protested, go ahead. We will be happy to review it and give a fair fair statement if it's required. So so that's pretty much it for me. So any questions, guys, or any comments from the chat? I haven't really looked.
Yep. And just to piggyback off that, for the oval side, the biggest change that's going to be made to our stewarding system is the video replays. I've, for years now, have been writing that wall of text. I've been adding extra sentences and everything, just because on the oval, the racing is so much closer that, that error margin is so much thinner. I try to give as much clarity as I can through the text, and I just felt like it hasn't been getting it through to people. So we will be going to the video system as well. And one thing on there is to mention, and just kind of piggyback on, is the fact that we do need that replay file. For my oval guys, I always save my replay files, so come to me if you need something. But guys, we cannot use a YouTube video or the GSRC. Sometimes when you're looking at those TV cameras, it doesn't tell the story.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many times I've had to have that conversation with somebody and then show them the overview, show them the cockpit, show them the reverse view. We're always looking for the best angle that tells the true story. So that's why we have to have those replay files.
Yeah.
And we're hoping that with these video reviews instead of text, it will come across exactly what we're seeing, what we're looking for, and then the future. It will make some drivers kind of maybe think twice about making that dive bomb or trying to squeeze somebody off, things of that nature. And that will start this week. I know, for instance, my oval series is a little different because we have our year-long championship as well. So I will be going back to the finales of season 1, doing those review videos. I'll have them posted here before race 1 coming up, and those penalties work carry over as well. So that's the biggest change for the oval side, is just the videos. Everything else is pretty much staying the same with the caution point system, the no qualifying penalties, the race suspensions for hitting certain marks. All that'll stay.
Cool. I just want to add something before we go to the prizes, because that's the next step. I want to give a big shout out to Arnaud and Charles. You guys have been handling all those stewarding protests and appeals. And you guys are pretty much doing all this by yourselves. We know we are helping you guys take some decisions, but like Arnaud, you're doing all those videos, taking the time to do all of this. That's crazy. That's a lot of time. Charles also reviewing all incidents, making sure you have all those replay files. That's crazy. So big thank you guys for doing this, and I think everyone in the chat should give those guys a big applause, because It's crazy how much work they put in.
Yeah.
Better win tonight, though.
I hope.
Yeah,
I hope for you. So
Austin, that's a lonely hill to die on, my man. That's a lonely hill.
So let's move up to. So shall we start this?
Yeah.
Let's get it started.
Yeah. So maybe we can just remind
Talk about the
everyone
prices.
or the draw eligibility. So
Yeah, go
as
ahead.
indicated on the forum, you need to be a premium member to be eligible, and you need to have raced at least 7 races out of 10 to be eligible. Everyone is eligible from the staff, organizer, manager, director, except me and Marco. We are not eligible. So that's why we're doing a live for just transparency. So that because our organizer and manager race, so they are eligible.
But just before you go, Jérôme, I think 2 of our series were had 9 rounds instead of 10. So what was the rule for that?
So it was still 7, and the preseason counted as well. So if you showed because we still host a race as a preseason, so the preseason still count.
Thank you for bringing that up, Arnaud. So shall we talk about the prices?
Yeah, so we can quickly talk about that. So Advanced Sim Racing, so we're gonna be drawing 1 ASR4 and 3 gift card of $100. And for Buttkicker, we're gonna be drawing what are you showing right now?
I'm showing the ASR4.
Yeah,
I think that's the race winning cockpit, right, Jérôme?
yeah, exactly. I have this cockpit. This is a fantastic cockpit. So
moving up to the Buttkicker.
Buttkicker. So we're gonna be drawing a Buttkicker Gamer 2 kit, a value of $180, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
So that's very good product.
Racelab.
Also, big thanks to Racelab. So we're gonna be drawing 23-month pro subscription to Racelab. Everyone should have Racelab. So that's a very good price so you can try the pro subscription. And finally, we're gonna be drawing also 3 free season entry eligible for 2022 season 3. So because we are close to start season 2, so these prices will be available for season 3 of 2022. So we're gonna be drawing 10 free subscription entry.
All right. So do we
already?
start?
So yeah,
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's start with the free entry.
The free entries?
Yeah.
So we have 10 of them, right?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm ready to note.
Yeah, note. Oop.
Spin it.
We
So
definitely
just
gotta
to
get some
remind
background music for the past.
Yeah, we should, huh?
Ryan.
So, oval guy, Ryan Goodell. Congrats, Ryan.
Congrats, Ryan.
So I just want to remind that if an organizer, manager, or director won that, we're gonna redraw because organizer and up above got free subscription. So
I'm always confused. We remove people, right?
yeah,
Once.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Once,
Too many things going on. Oh, Mark Kaling is excited.
He's excited for different reasons.
So we got Paul Williams too.
Congrats.
Right.
Another oval guy.
Also, I have Mike Pabellano. So thank you for being racing with us.
Yeah.
Oh, Kevin Norris.
Kevin Norris.
Gt3. Hey, Kevin.
Congrats.
Congrats.
Yeah.
So Jerome will be reaching out to those guys after the...
Exactly. So within next few days, not right after the live, but next week. Fernando.
Congrats, Fernando Rodriguez.
Congrats, Fernando.
Shouldn't we have like a elevator music or something like that?
Yeah.
That's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah, he's an organizer.
Bradley Holly.
He's an organizer. Draw it again.
Yep.
So do we remove?
No, close and move on.
Yeah, exact close.
There you go.
We got Adam McDonald. Well, that's where we need the chat to come in so we can chat. Oh,
yes.
So we have Austin talking about our polos. Thank you, Austin. Oh,
wait, polos or t-shirts?
I did
because I'm still waiting on my polo.
So
I'm about to get pissed.
I want to fix something. So I had close on the last winner, but it should have been removed. So that was only one instance. So if he wins again, he's not winning.
Nice.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So I had Austin talking here, so that's why. But yeah.
Yeah. So talking about the merch, then I know Jerome and Marco, you had a planning. Yeah, still working on it, right?
Yes. Clayton Curry, congrats! You got free entry for S4.
So there's a lot that's coming through the year at PRL. So yes, merch. We are looking to have some solid merch. Driver coaching. So it's on the slow start on Discord. You can hit Discord. You can have the information, but we are starting to give driver coaching.
My oval guys are just eating these up.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you to all the premium members and who are here season after season with us. That's amazing. And James Holland, congrats.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to specifically my oval guys of both nights, Sunday and Wednesday. We have a lot of guys in both leagues who hit 7
very reliable.
Yeah.
So this group is.
So love my crew for that.
Yeah. So Nick is an organizer.
He's an organizer.
Soon to be car ramrod driver.
No,
is he still fixing his Ferrari front end after that hit? And
he's
an organizer.
So Brandon, we didn't do the big prices yet.
Nope,
we're
working our way to
it. Yeah. So Todd Lewis.
Jesus.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to announce this out publicly because I want us to be held accountable for it for next time.
How many left, Joe?
One left.
For these and for Racelab. Let's do these, like, we'll have the video and all that stuff for like later if anybody wants to call shenanigans.
Yeah.
We can do these off stream and post a nice pretty way of displaying everybody's names. Because it's going to be a lot of pulls, especially when we get to the 20 Racelabs.
So we're at this is for the Racelab.
Yeah, this is for Racelab. So Yan Cabana.
Ian, congrats.
So let's do this quick.
Yeah.
Yep. And I will pimp out Racelab some more, guys. I said this several times on stream. I used Racelabs before they came a sponsor. Like, it is a really awesome UI. So even
Skip Gandhi.
Congrats, Skip. So even if you don't have the Pro, the free still gives you wonderful tools to use while you're driving. It's not just for streaming. Like, really good tools to help you while you're on track. So please check out Racelabs if you haven't. Brian?
Congrats. So yeah, going quick through this. James O'Brien.
James.
Our champion for Cup Series. Well deserved. Danik.
More oval loving.
So we got a lot of love for Racelab in the chat right now. It's cool, guys. Thank you for supporting. Tommy Brisson. Another champion.
Yeah. It's nice when champion wins something.
Yeah, what really mesmerizes me is that Racelab in the past few months it's just like a constant releases and
they have amazing support.
And,
you guys are great.
I don't know if there's only like one guy behind all of that, but seems a lot of work.
I believe it started as just one programmer, and he's got a couple guys helping him now.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Especially to be able to go out to Assetto Corsa and the Codemaster games now with F1. Yeah, they're putting in a ton of work.
Yeah.
We got Abner Acosta.
Congrats, Abner.
We haven't left.
11?
11, yeah.
Doing this quick. Let's go. Daniel Helly.
Yeah,
Another oval.
just to remind though, if someone else win again because they have more than 1 and 3 because they participated in more than one
We
series,
cannot give it.
yeah, exactly. We're gonna just close one. Jason E. Larson.
That's Jason.
Congrats, Jason. Yep. I think the wheel should be more instant.
Yeah.
That would help. Calvin Lee.
There we go, another one.
Patrick. Yep. Patrick
Audio.
Hartman. Sorry guys, I can see the screen I guess better than you guys do. I can see the little names there. Kevin. Congrats.
Congrats.
Virtual.
A lot of MX5 guys now.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, and that's hats off to the MX5 guys. It wasn't a full roster by any means, but everybody
Yeah.
Peterson.
who did race was there week in and week
Yeah.
out. So congrats to those
The
guys for being
racing is
dedicated.
so close in the MX5. This is just awesome.
Mark, your first win was free entry, but since you're an organizer, we just closed the draw and you get another chance. Congrats, Jason.
Jérôme, we have a question from Kalen in the chat.
Yeah, that's what I just
Yes,
answered.
Yeah.
All right.
So you gotta you keep your entry, your chance.
Oh,
Congrats.
no. Yeah,
you
no,
already
you won. You
so,
already won the race lab, so just close. Yeah,
So,
we're gonna
you good.
redraw.
You cannot daisy chain those.
No, we cannot.
Not yet.
Not
at least.
anymore.
Yeah. Hopefully
Matt
they'll get
Hilton.
that fixed in the future.
Yeah.
At Hilton.
How many left, Jerome?
3.
3?
3. There we go.
All right, guys, almost there.
Yep.
Then we get to the tasty ones.
Peter Lee.
Congrats, Peter.
To the tasty ones.
The tasty ones.
Wow, we said the
don't know.
ASR for.
No!
Did I
Vincent.
won something?
No, it's Vincent.
Oh,
Panier.
Vincent.
You guys were close. Congrats, Vincent. I know I saw you in the chat.
You know, he's not stealing wins from me, but also the prizes.
You were that close. You were that close.
Oh my god.
So, 1 left, 2 left? 2 left. There's that.
Taylor.
So, 1 more, Jerome.
There we
Correct?
go.
Oh, it's done. It's
Done?
done.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now we move on to...
Buttkicker.
The butt kicker.
Gamer to kid.
Kicker.
The round roll.
You're welcome, Vincent.
Darren
Glover.
You got the Buttkicker Gamer 2, kid.
That's going to go great with the ASR rig he won last time.
Exactly. So last time Baron win
Jesus.
the ASR3
So,
and now boom.
Now you got
Wow.
the Buttkicker to...
You're gonna have a good kit now.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Alright, so,
So,
we're going
now
to...
we move to ASR. So
Let's
we
go
have
with the
3 gift
gift
cards,
cards
100 bucks, and the ASR
Yep.
4. So let's start with the gift card.
cards.
So first 100 bucks gift
of
card.
Gift card.
You can order
Again.
4 cup holders for large drinkers.
Almost Arnaud, but it was Kwapnin.
Walkman.
Hey, congrats.
Another champion.
It'll come in handy if we ever do that Friday night drunk league.
Yeah, I wanna again say a big thank you to the ASR guys, Nick,
Yeah.
Marc-André,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
Francis. Thank you very much for doing this for the league. You guys are amazing.
My
Adam
boy
Zenke.
Zenke, car ramrod driver.
There you go for the last 100
100
bucks.
bucks.
At ASR. There you go.
I think it's another Hovel guy.
Waldo. Yes.
Waldo.
Congrats to Waldo.
Congrats, Waldo.
Congrats.
So now
Congrats.
And now,
we go for the
For
full
the big
price.
prize.
So
All
again
right.
here, one lucky winner gets this ASR 4 right now. That was me.
Come on, Daddy needs real equipment.
Here we go.
Parker.
Parker,
Parker.
we're ahead. Congrats,
Thanks.
Parker.
Yeah, congrats, man.
Congrats to
Won
Parker.
an ASR 4.
Awesome. So
Awesome.
like we told everyone earlier, I will reach out to you within the next week. So stay close to your PM box on the forum. I will message you so you can redeem the prices. And big thanks again to all the drivers who participated in 2022 season 1. Thanks to our sponsor, and we still have a few places left for 2022 S2. So we have.
Jérôme, I want to say Marc-André Ladouceur from ASR is in the chat.
Oh.
Guys, give a big shout out to this guy.
Yeah.
Much love.
Yeah.
And to all the
big thanks to ASR for
doing this.
helping communities, and that's very appreciated.
You guys are amazing. And
yeah,
the support is amazing. The guys are busy right now. They have a lot of stuff going on. So give them a chance. If you guys reach out to them, they will answer. They will take care of you. They're amazing. So
they provide the best service.
Yeah.
So it's a one-stop shop, and they provide the best service.
So sorry, Jerome, to cut you out there, but
Yeah,
I
where was
said
he?
Marc-André. Sorry. You were thanking everyone. So thanks for ASR. Thanks for Buttkicker, Racelab. The guys are amazing there too.
All right. I didn't win anything fancy, but I did win a kiss. Come here, Mrs. Hootie. She finally showed up. She didn't interrupt. Nope, you got to come over here. Stop smiling. Come over here.
Well,
come on.
She's blushing.
The
She's
one-time
blushing.
winner should have a kiss, right?
Yeah, where's my winner circle kiss? I didn't really wake you up when I yelled. Come on. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
All right.
So, I know Marc-André said he's on board for another season. We haven't had a chance to talk, Mark, about what's for the next season. So I don't know if you want to do it live on the chat there, or if we want to announce it some later on. We can talk afterwards. It's not a problem. But yeah, the guys are amazing there. A lot of love in the chat right now.
So,
every kiss begins at PRL. With PRL.
There you go.
So we still have a few places left. What series are still open? So we have MX5 is still open. We have IMSA, LMP2, and GT3 that is still open. LMP2 it's about to be closed very soon. We have a lot of driver there. We have GT4 and TCR. That's gonna be super exciting with 2 new toys that iRacing just provided us. And we have places in the Ferrari Fix Challenge, but both NASCAR, F3, and the GT3 Sprint, they are closed. They are full. So thanks everyone for registering, for the support. That's very appreciated.
I just want to add something in the chat. Some people may have noticed, others may know what's going on. I'm sharing right now the registered drivers list. So as you can see, some names are blank. So what I'm doing is a few times per week, I'm pulling the data directly from iRacing. So those iRatings updates by itself. We get the names, everything with my script in the background. So it's normal if you don't see your name there. Come back later on.
Just wait 48 hours.
I'll be pulling that information. So and if there's anyone who doesn't make the cut or is not doesn't have the right iRating, we'll reach out to you guys. So. Yeah, I just want to let you know that that's normal if you don't see your name right away there.
And we mentioned this several times this stream as well. So just one last pitch to 2 series I love, the MX5 and the Fixed Ferrari. And anybody out there wants good, hard, close racing, those 2 leagues provide it. Yeah. So, I mean, I know we have some guys who kind of whoop some butt in there, but, top 5 through the midfield, it's just fantastic racing. So if you really want a good test, get a little sweaty, sign up for those 2 leagues.
Yep.
All right, guys. So I want to thank you. I want to thank all the members who come for every season who signs up. I want to thank you guys here on the stream. I want to thank all the organizers, all the managers in all this work. It's your free time you put in the league. Again, we cannot thank you guys more enough. I mean, you guys do an amazing work for us. So keep it up. And thank you guys. Anyone wants to add anything else?
That was it. Thanks, like we said, all the organizers, everybody makes this possible, and the drivers. I mean, everything for the broadcast is funded by you guys. So we're not here without you guys. So much love to everybody who participates night in and night out.
And a big thanks to GSRC as well.
Yep.
Great broadcast, great support. So very big thanks for GSRC.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have
Thanks,
a good
everyone.
night.
All right.
Have a good night.
Everyone,
Have a good
another try,
season.
guys.
Congrats to our winners tonight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Congrats.
See you on the track. Bye.
See ya.